Ladies and gentlemen, this is Harry T, and I'm just fresh off the Trop 40 #1. I'd like to welcome you all to the Radio A1A live session special broadcast. This broadcast is from Heartbreakers Brew House at the 81-mile marker Oceanside here in Isla Mirada, Florida. And at the broadcast table is a couple of folks that you may one you're going to recognize from the Trop 40 today. But first, I'll go from left to right, all the way down to me being last. From Fantastic Endeavors, his name is David Hartman. Hello, David. How are you today?
Hello, hello. Very happy to be here.
Well, we are broadcasting out to the world to feature a young man that has exploded onto the scene of tropical Americana music, trop rock, coastal Americana, and we understand throughout the world of country music, his classic and original style and sounds are ringing and bringing people back to country music that had thought it was Trashville. And folks, he's shaking his head right now, so I'm going to introduce our weekly Trop 40 #1 artist for the week ending May 12th, 2019. To the microphone at Radio A1A Live Sessions, he's Donavon Lee Carpenter. Hello, brother.
Hello.
How are you today, my friend?
I'm just awesome to be in Isla Mirada, and I'm just honored to be here with you, Harry. I appreciate it.
Well, you know something? That makes me feel very, very nice. This was not planned in any way whatsoever. This is a coincidence that you happen to be in Isla Mirada and also have been down in Key West for the Key West Songwriters Festival for a while, and then boom, the voters in the Trop 40 poll chose you and your beautiful song that you're going to do for us in just a little bit live right here on Radio A1A. Chose that for us. You decided to share that with us right here live in the studio, man. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. It's an honor to be here.
It is?
Oh, it's an honor to be here. Anytime I get to Isla Mirada, it's going to be hard to get me to leave. So.
Well, they call it Mayberry with good fishing.
That's
it's a little bit different than Key West.
Yes, it is.
It is somewhat. But we've given him the good microphone, as you can see. Dewey's got him set up so that we are recording here in Heartbreakers Brew House and also our Radio A1A live studios. We're going to record it. We are streaming it to everywhere right now. So I hope everybody's enjoying it. We don't have time to talk with you right now because we're going to feature Donavon Lee Carpenter right now with your new song. Now, what's the new song's name?
Another beach song.
Another beach song, #1 in the Trop 40. Go ahead, Donavon.
We've had Jimmy, the Beach Boys, and Kenny. I think old Zach Brown, yeah, he's on board. Sing about the salty air, where you can let down your hair. What the world needs now is another beach song. What the world needs now is another beach song. Something fun and breezy to sing along. Tell me about that coconut rum, smell of shrimp and getting too much sun. What the world needs now is another beach song. Turn off the tube and the politics too. I don't want to read no more fake news. Prop me next to my favorite palm tree, where I can just do me. What the world needs now is another beach song. What the world needs now is another beach song. Something fun and breezy to sing along. Prop me next to my favorite palm tree, where I can just do me. What the world needs now is another beach song. What the world needs now is another beach song. Something fun and breezy to sing along. Take a frown, turn it upside down. If you lost, you can always be found around a tiki bar, singing another beach song. What the world needs now is another beach song. Something fun and breezy to sing along. Take a frown, turn it upside down. If you lost, you can always be found around a tiki bar, singing another beach song. And always find me around a tiki bar, singing another beach song.
Donavon Lee Carpenter right there. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give him a big hand, everybody in the studio. Wow. Hey, man, what inspired that song? Had you heard a lot of beach songs and then you said it's time for another one, or was it time for the better beach songs?
I'll tell you, I'm a country artist. I'm deep-rooted in the pure country sound. We put together a tour last year. And one of my songwriters, Casey Carpenter, happened to be in Georgia on the tour, and we stopped by. And the next day, we stayed at his house. And the next day, he really is fired up about tropical Americana, and said, "Hey, would you sit with me and let's write a song about sun and sand and beach or something like that?" I said, "Sure, let's give it a shot."
Wow!
And an hour later, we came out with that song, and it's really, truly because of the people connecting to it has given us the idea to go back in and write some more songs.
Donavon, you are on a trip down to the Keys, and where we like to describe the Keys as sort of the end of the earth, but the place that it inspired the type of music that you have written and the type of music that's inspired tons of tropical Americana artists. In your few days down here, is this your first trip down, by the way?
Not the first time down.
Yes.
It's the first time I've stayed an extended stay.
I see. Well, in Key West is a different type of a sound. It inspired Jimmy Buffett, but Key West was different back then. It was not as commercial. It wasn't the adult Disneyland that it is now. And Isla Mirada and the Middle Keys and the Upper Keys, Key Largo, where David lives, this is more now where you can sit out and watch a sunset on your own balcony of a little Keysy Florida motel and receive the inspiration that you're talking about.
And I can tell you, I've already started about four different songs, I think, that truly are the Middle Keys. It's
really?
In that as soon as you get from Homestead, that's the pearly gates to me that seem to be, and maybe I shouldn't say too much because there's some lyrics coming, but but it's truly the opener, the gateway to paradise, I think. So.
Well, can I give you a warning? Every trip to the Keys comes with a real warning, and it's happened, and there's actually a couple of songwriters that wrote a really sad song about seeing it in your rearview mirror. Most of us, I know David probably doesn't get to the mainland probably once every 4 months. I go about once every 6 or 8 months when I have to. It's one of those things that it's something in the Coral Rock. There's a magic down here. It's a feel. There are vibrations here that come from that inspire music, books. Think of Hemingway,
Sure.
and all that he did here in these Keys. And we're talking about in the Middle Keys, too, not just in Key West. Even Hunter S. Thompson was inspired here, the Gonzo writer, like that nut. But so it inspires people in different ways. You have that country feel. It's not Snaptrack country no more. No, not claptrack country.
No.
Not a bit of it is. That style of country is doing well. You and Paul Overstreet, I think, have found a connection with tropical Americana music?
Well, I'll tell you, personally for me, it's truly in the delivery of a good story.
Yeah.
If you can tell a good story, I
Right.
think it touches people in
Yeah.
a way that nothing else can touch them the way that a good story. And everybody wants to get down here to paradise, and they all have one destination in mind, but we want to shine a light on the rest of the keys. I'm really anxious about Deer Key.
Deer Key.
I love Deer
Interesting.
Key. I think there's a lot of inspiration there, and
Yeah.
I can't say too much. It's coming. It's coming. It's
Oh,
coming.
it's coming, y'all. If you're listening here on Radio A1A and Cruisin Country Radio and all of our Facebook connections and YouTube and whatever, you're experiencing a very, very creative young man. But it comes from an inspiration that I think, David, if you don't mind, I think we need to ask him, because on the front page of our Radio A1A website, your picture is there. And under that is the story about the inspiration. Would you share that with our listeners?
I tell you, it's truly inspiring. So what happened really to me was it's the proof of one song can make a difference. There was a group of people, like-minded individuals, that really are in tune with helping dreams come true.
Sure.
My story truly is, at 10 years old, my mother brought home a Don Williams record, and when it Must Be Love came on, of course, my mother and I danced to that whole record, but I looked her in the eye and told her at 10 years old, one day, Mama, I'm going to have a record of my music for you. And on her birthday this year, we were able to fulfill that promise.
Happy Mother's Day, Miss Carpenter.
Happy Mother's Day, Linda. Yeah, happy Mother's Day. It's a great day today.
It is.
But that truly inspired me then. Later on, of course, my dream was put on a shelf collecting dust.
What happened?
Jobs, military service. I was in the Navy, had kids, had to work, had now on to grandchildren, things like that. So life gets in the way of your dreams.
Yeah.
With the help of these like-minded individuals, of a company called coolerbrands.com, they are individuals that help new inventors, new inventions, or new ideas get to the marketplace. And I wrote a song about their company, and they fell in love with it and sent me to Nashville to sing that, or to record that song. And while I was there, helped me crowdfund around the country the back half of my album. And that's where we are today, being able to show what others can do to help chase your dream, even though you've lost sight of it.
You know, I did a little research on Cooler Brands. I did, knowing that you had that background, and that's a very interesting grassroots type of I don't know if has anything been tried like that before?
No, sir. It's the first one of its kind. And I tell you, it's truly inspiring because it gives the everyday opportunity or everyday person an opportunity to really be at the very beginning of something special and not just be a part of it, but truly help grow. It's through the effort of everyone. You know, I'm an independent artist, so we don't have a big conglomerate to do the things, the little things, the little tasks that we need to do. We need all the help we can get on the social media and that kind of thing. So for them helping me in the beginning and helping me spread the word across the country through social media and again, helping fund some of the new songs. They're helping me right now fund the next recording. We're going back into the studio next month. And so they get royalty from everything my company ever becomes.
And is that the concept behind Cooler Brands?
That's the concept. It's truly helping dreams come true, and by doing little effort, little tasks here and there, you're able to have an opportunity to what we call mailbox money, and that's passive residual income.
Residual income. Yeah. So you could not have done. You couldn't be here today without them?
No, sir. I would still be slinging a sledgehammer, on some piece of metal somewhere.
Come on, really?
I was a power plant worker. I turned wrenches and sang to a whole bunch of
Yeah.
oily, dirty old men, and kind of honed the craft, through that. But again, for me, I had a 2,000-pound toolbox I carried and unloaded every job I went to.
Listen to that, folks.
For me to turn in or trade in a 2,000-pound toolbox for a guitar,
For this beautiful
that's
guitar.
pretty special.
You know something, that is a special story, and I'm glad that you were able to share that with our folks, because in our world are parrot heads, and their whole thing is about partying with a purpose. And they may drink a bit, and they may dance a bit, and they may cut up a bit and act a little bit strange to some people and wear feathers and funny costumes and maybe even be half naked some of the time. But one thing about them, in their purpose of partying, they are one-minded with helping kids like at the Shriners Hospital for Children.
Sure.
Tampa Bay Parrot Head Club just wrote a $62,500 check from Music on the Bay, where you need to come out, by the way,
yes,
and visit us at Music on the Bay at Whiskey Joe's out there on Tampa Bay in March. Those are the types of things that I can see Cooler Brands, and I can see those people found inspiration within themselves. Our creativity. Think of how much it takes when you're a little bit, you're half inebriated, to come up with ideas on how to raise money like that. So I can imagine the person that's sitting at home listening to us right now saying, "What in the world is he talking about? Is there something in me I could do?" So tell that person that's listening right now, is there something in everybody that they can make happen with Cool Brands?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And again, if I had all of the efforts that I had to do to get somewhere, I would never be able to sing anywhere. I'd be doing those efforts, those little tasks.
Oh.
So it's those little tasks that help me to be able to focus on music and that kind of thing. The other thing is, it's truly in chasing the dream. And parrot heads are perfect people to be able to say, "Hey, I like that guy's music. Let's help fund this music."
Yeah.
And that's what we do as Cool Brands, not just in music now. We have painters, and we have other objects and products that fix a problem in the marketplace. Usually fixes a problem, some sort of.
You think there's problems in the marketplace? I do. I do. Well, I know everybody's wanting me to shut up and you to sing, but I wanted to introduce David one more time from Fantastic Endeavors. And, David, you're here to, first of all, meet Donavon. You've talked to him on the phone about a concept that we're trying to get together so that we could all come together and find out his message and his inspiration in person on a cruise ship. Tell me about that. May I, Donavon? Is that okay?
Sir.
All right.
Yeah, so I'm with Fantastic Endeavors. I'm a travel agent. And one of my specialties is bringing affinity groups on board cruise ships. So people who have a following. Anything from a family reunion to following a musician. And so I've already spoke with Harry about it, and spoke with Donavon at length a couple times. And so far, everyone's loved it because he has a following. They love the cruise. I mean, one time you said you took about 60 people without even trying cruising. So we're looking to organize a cruise sometime next year, maybe May-ish, probably from Miami, after the Key West Songwriters Festival.
Yes.
And everyone's invited to join in. Hopefully we'll fill the ship.
Oh, you bet. That'd be a good deal.
Well, we'd like to invite everybody down to come down maybe a few days before, spend some time with Donavon at the Key West Songwriters Festival, spend some time here at the RadioA1A studios, have a couple of beers and join some of our live sessions, and then board. Is it Norwegian that you're considering?
We're targeting Norwegian Cruise Line. Just in short discussion before today's show, probably Norwegian Breakaway. It would be the best bet. That's the main ship in Miami, sailing the 7-night cruise.
That's a nice ship.
So probably 7-night Eastern Caribbean cruise. But it's all going to hinge on when are the dates of the festival.
Yes.
Because next year they're not announced yet, and because it's a 2-day difference, they may push it back a week. So, because he's playing next year probably in the festival.
Oh, yes.
If I can say that. So, and we're not sure when he's playing in the festival. So we're still working on that, but it's going to be around that time frame, we believe.
Yeah.
And it's going to be Norwegian for one. Great cruise line. Donavon and his Leatherwhite Crystal love the cruise line. They go on them all the time, and they have the included drink package.
Yes.
which is needed for our Parrot Head
That's great
fans.
for Parrot Heads, yeah.
And they also, I've done this for 15 years, and when I work with groups, they are the easiest to work with. I have one contact, they pick up the phone.
Yes.
Other cruise line.
You're a member of the Parrot Heads of the Upper
I'm a member.
Keys.
That's how we met. We met at a Parrot Heads events up here.
Parrot Heads of the Upper Keys, PHUK. Don't say that out loud, folks.
Yeah. Yeah, so we actually call ourselves Pirates on the Water to be more politically correct.
I think you got in trouble or something.
And they're a great group, and I'm thankful for them. We met you around St. Patty's Day,
Yes.
doing one of your local musicians had an event. And that's how we met. And I threw the concept out. Said, "Have you ever thought about doing a cruise?" And sure enough, he had. So we've been talking ever since.
We have never approached a single artist before, but we found something unique in Donavon.
Yep.
First of all, when I mentioned the word cruise to him one morning in our first conversation, he went, "Oh, heck yeah. Oh, yeah. So I'm going to ask you, Donavon, is this something you think that we can put together and make everybody have just an amazing time?
We're here today, and it's happening. That's just the way it is. It's happening. You know, for me.
You hear that, don't you? It's happening.
For me, with Norwegian, the reason I like Norwegian, and I hope everybody understands this, but if we as Parrot Heads can get on that all at the same time, can you imagine what kind of a floating key that would be?
Oh, it would be unbelievable.
Sounds like a song I'm about to write.
Uh-oh, here we go.
There we go.
A floating key. That's
Well, you've accepted that challenge, and David, you've accepted the challenge.
Yes.
RadioA1A and A1A Media has accepted the challenge that we are going to, free of charge, sponsor it, promote it, get it to every person in every corner of the world that can have the opportunity to come along. And I would imagine there may be a chance that Cooler Brands could be shared there as well. Am I right, Donavon?
Yes, sir. You know
Good
we'll be
news.
a part of it.
Well, in that case, it looks like the perfect cruise is coming together. First of all, you got great music, and by the way, we're getting to more of that right now. And you Cruisin' country fans, I know you're sitting on your edge to listen to him sing one of his country songs, and I'm going to ask him to choose what he thinks is his best of all country music songs that best exemplifies Donavon Lee Carpenter. Do it.
Yeah, man.
Here we go. What's the name of it?
Stomping ground.
All right.
All right. Song here. Hang on.
That's all right. I confused
Stomping
him.
ground. All right. I'll have to do another song. For some reason, that one's not coming up to me right now. So it's the one that.
It could have been that beer from
And
Heartbreakers
probably
Brew
so.
House, because they brew their beer about twice as strong here. And now he is gonna do.
Oh shoot. What's the first line? Oh, I drew a blank there. Hang on, I need a drink.
Don't you?
Maybe that's what-
Take a little
I'm
sweet.
learning from Harry here a little bit.
Indeed. Listen, don't be catching up with me, man. Whoo-wee. Lord have mercy. Well, tell me the name of this guitar.
This is a McPherson guitar.
It's a gorgeous sounding
carbon
guitar.
fiber guitar. It's beautiful.
It is a beautiful sounding guitar. Don't you think so, folks?
Stomping ground. Oh, still not there. What's the first line, Crystal?
She's
There, I
playing.
got it. I got it now. Thank you. Sorry about that, guys. Here we go. Are you ready for a road trip? One you won't soon forget. Way down south to the Friday night home crowd. We'll throw back a few and grab some barbecue. there's always something country going down. That's my stomping ground. Whoa, yeah, dirt roads around this town. Whoa, yeah, lawman don't come around now. Whoa, yeah, let that tailgate down. Whoa, yeah, that's my stomping ground. You'll meet an ex or two and all my friends from school. Drink some sweet tea that mama likes to brew, yeah. The bonfire's getting high, someone gon' pick a fight. We might stay up all night just like we used to do. That's my stomping ground. Whoa, yeah, dirt roads around this town. Whoa, yeah, lawman don't come around now. Whoa, yeah, let that tailgate down. Whoa, yeah, that's my stomping ground. Tailgate down. Whoa, yeah, that's my stomping ground.
Yeah, Donavon Lee Carpenter, everybody. What a great song. What a great song, man.
We haven't even released that one yet. It's coming out, I believe, next month.
Is that right?
Oh, very nice.
Very nice indeed. That style right there is reminds me of Appalachia, man, up in the hills. Are you from the hills?
I'm from the rolling hills of Texas.
The rolling hills of Texas. I got you. Well, good music comes out of Texas. What part of Texas, may I ask?
Fort Worth, west side of Fort Worth.
Fort Worth. Fantastic. You know, that song fits perfectly, and it's playing on Cruisin Country Radio, I do believe, as we speak right now. That album is called what, and where can they get it?
Yeah, it's called Donavon Lee Project. My name is Donavon, so it's spelled a little bit different, but you can find everything at DonavonLeeMusic.com, and of course the album is Donavon Lee Project, and that's on iTunes and Apple and CD Baby and Spotify.
Wow. And you have your own website as well?
Yes, sir. DonavonLeeMusic.com.
DonavonLeeMusic.com. Everybody, please write that down. This is going to be a place that you want to. Oh, there it is. Another beach song right on the front. You can get T-shirts there, I would guess.
Oh, we have all kinds of things. Yes.
That's a muscle shirt.
Parrot heads would love the shot glasses and the flasks.
And you ladies watching, I would not look that good in that T-shirt. He looks good in that T-shirt. He makes that T-shirt look good now. So when the cruise happens, you'll have some of this along with you and some CDs and all those types of things to be able to distribute to those that would be interested in your coming along and experiencing your music and then experiencing it with you personally, right?
That's correct. That's correct.
Do you perform with a band?
I haven't yet. Now, I did just get connected with a few guys that are on board with the journey and feel like chasing this dream. And we're supposed to get together a week after next, and I think we are getting ready to be a traveling band.
Really?
Yes, sir.
What will you call it? The project?
It'll be Donavon Lee Carpenter. I'm working on a couple of different things. I have a friend of mine that builds custom instruments.
Really?
And he has a drum set that looks like a moonshine steel.
Nice.
Now, his company is called Panheads.
Panheads.
So I'm thinking we're going to be Donavon Lee and the Panheads.
Oh,
because
nice.
we've got some other instruments, bucksaw bass and a potty pan guitar, and a washboard guitar.
Interesting.
So it's when you come to a Donavon Lee show, it's not just your average, normal, everyday thing. It's going to be a spectacle, that's for sure.
Speaking of Donavon Lee shows, where might someone see you in the future, may I ask?
Right now, we're just getting started putting this tour together. We'll be in Chickamauga, Georgia, May 18th.
Oh.
And that's going to kick off this next tour. And we're in the process of putting together that tour. And that company, Cooler Brands, they are helping me, again, fan-funded music, not only helping me fund my record, they are helping me fund the tour. And I've told them all I need is gas and a sandwich, and we'll be down the road sending the music. So,
Crystal, I know, will probably second that. Is that all he needs, Crystal, is a gas and a sandwich, or does a sandwich give him gas? I don't. Huh?
He doesn't always need a sandwich.
Oh, he doesn't even need a sandwich sometimes. My gosh. David, would you do me a favor? Describe the experience someone might have seeing Donavon Lee Carpenter on a cruise ship. Is in 7 nights, what would occur if you could imagine? I know I'm putting you on the spot, but what would that entail, and how could they experience him on the ship?
Great question. It's going to be a real fun time, put it that way. and we've already talked about exclusive content on board and what could we do different.
Yeah.
So whoever books with our group and through my agency, we're going to have special performances on board, possibly private sessions. That's all to be discussed. Obviously, possibly new song release.
yes.
Potentially.
Really?
Yeah,
definitely.
I like those.
I got that from today's conversation. So, in a lot of time with Donavon, the reason you're there, I mean, he is a great guy, and he loves to cruise. He loves to be with cruisers, and he loves to be with his fans. So if you come, you will spend, because I've done this a lot. I've been on the music cruises, and I mean, you see your guy performing, good luck finding him after.
Yeah.
This is not going to be that way. This is going to be truly quality time with who you're coming to see, which is Donavon, and maybe me and you too, Harry. Obviously,
Maybe.
yeah. And obviously the performances are going to be key, but also he'll have T-shirts for sale on board, and obviously we'll have cocktail receptions, meet and greets, and maybe also some fun activities. We could even look at custom shore excursions, group shore excursions.
Interesting.
Maybe performances on land, depending on what destination we go to. All up for discussion, because until I know where we're going, we don't know where. But so we may all gather on land and have a performance under a palm tree or in a stadium.
Well, there ain't no May to it. We will be doing.
Hey,
We will be.
Donovan,
No.
as you can see, when he stepped up to me, we were doing a music video for a tropical Americana artist out of Central Florida. And he just stepped up and he says, I'm David. Have you ever considered a cruise? I said, of course we have, but I didn't know that what had stepped up to talk to me was someone that is in this business as a professional. And David was with cruise planners, but that gives an advantage that he is not with one of those, in the can type of cruise planning agencies. He's an independent agent for an independent musical artist, for an independent radio station, for all of the things that come together to make this so that we can look at him and say, hey, I think we'd like a little more of this on top and a little of this, and a little more Donovan, and as you can see, he can customize these things as much as Norwegian Cruise Lines will allow, right?
Of course. I mean, for him to perform in a public arena, that's up to them. It's happened before. He did it himself just on a cruise.
Yeah.
So that's all to be discussed. But I mean, it's going to be a fun time.
Oh, we'll make it happen.
And never mind, they're a fun cruise line to begin with, and they're flexible to work with. But the ship is great. Whatever ship we pick, it's going to be a newer ship. And the Breakaway has been around since 2013. I sailed on her inaugural. Fantastic ship. So much fun on board.
Yeah.
Then when you add the Donavon factor to it, it's going to be, a cruise of a lifetime.
Donovan factor.
The Donavon factor.
Uh-oh.
I like that.
Good
Let's coin that
Lord.
phrase.
That'll be his next album, and I want to cut it out.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well, one thing I will tell you that the Internet's not very good on a cruise ship. And
It's better. It's better.
It's getting better.
Satellite now is better.
The satellite's better, so
Yeah.
we're going to be working on being able to connect those performances and some of the activities to be broadcasting it back to the world. Even if we have to record it and go straight to a place on land with the internet, we're going to get it upstream to you as it happens. So this is going to be something where we're also going to capture a lot of video for you, Donavon,
Nice.
so that we can come back and possibly team up with your recording studios and your individuals there to put some of this stuff into a form where the world can enjoy it and you can promote your music, which is what Radio A1A is all about, is to make sure that the independent artists are getting a fair shake in the promotions of their music and their original songs, and that this becomes monetized. The old dollar factor, you know, it's a necessary evil, is it not?
Sure, it is. Sure. I mean, it's, you know, again, when we talk about fan-funded music, there's no way I could be where I'm at today.
Right.
Without the fans, without them helping me put together this project that they extremely are proud of. It's just extremely proud.
Well, when it's put together by the fans, funded by the fans, I know that your fans love your music. It's like a family project, is it not?
Yes, it is. It truly is. It's truly a family project because they, you know, it's easy to kind of get lost in the shuffle, but because they were with me in the beginning, some of them even were able to come to the studio and be there while we recorded.
Really?
So that was something that normally fans don't get an opportunity to do.
Right.
And because we're looking at this a little bit differently, a little bit different box, we have so many different opportunities. My first tour, we did 29 cities and 29 shows in 9 weeks, and we went 16,000 miles. Over half of those shows were backyard barbecues.
Wow.
Were coffee shops, were washaterias.
House concerts.
Wherever we can get 2 or more people together, I'm telling you, it's an amazing day. That's where the magic happens when we get together.
Whose idea was that?
That's Peter Gantner there. That's coolerbrands.com. He's
Peter
an amazing.
Gantner.
He's in the number 12 song on my record. It was important to me to put the song on my record that got me here.
Gotcha.
And that's Cooler Brand's Anthem.
Is that right? You're
And
going
it
to
tells,
sing?
sure, I'll sing.
Okay.
It tells all about Cooler Brand.
Here's Donavon Lee Carpenter.
There was a man named Peter Gantner. There was. You got me all flustered here with this
oh my
drinking there, Harry. Golly.
Well, he's Peter Gantner, that's for dadgum sure, and he's got a song written about
Here
it.
we go.
All right.
There was a man named Peter Gantner. He boarded a jet airplane and he flew across the country, his heart filled with disdain. And he saw a broken bottle he knew he just had to fix. When he got home, he sat down with Doug and said, listen to this, friend. Dream, believe, soar and fly. Together we can raise the tide. Dream, believe, soar and fly. Cooler Brands, changing minds. And they called up Jan and Jeff, and they called up Corey and Lynn, Deb, Michelle, Dodie, Steve, and Don, Heather, Morgan, Pat Boone.
It's my fault.
They sat around the table in their hands, and on that day in history, was born our cooler brands. Dream, believe, soar and fly. Together we can raise the tide. Dream, believe, soar and fly. Cooler brands, changing lives. And they sat around the table with our future in their hands. And on that day in history was born our cooler brand. There it is. Dream, believe, soar and fly. Together we can raise the tide. Dream, believe, soar and fly. Cooler brands, changing minds. Cooler brands, changing lives. From our hearts we want to say, Peter and Doug, you're the best. But sometimes on Thursday's call, our patience you do test. But we know you're just a call away. No matter what the hour, you do not sleep, eat dragon spit. And this is a royalty shower. Dream, believe, soar and fly. Together we can raise the tide. Dream, believe, soar and fly. Cooler brands, changing minds. Cooler brands, changing lives.
Wow. Gosh.
Let me tell you the story about that song.
Tell me the story about that song.
So, I really was, again, a product of a dream put on a shelf. When Carolyn Smith is a friend of mine in Cooler Brands, and I had a little jingle that I was doing for one of our conference calls and things like that, and they were asking me, how come you're not out there? I said, well, I've got a bunch of songs, but it's really in the songs that we need to spin the message. And so she sent me a poem about that company, and I put her poem with my jingle, Dream, Believe, Soar, and Fly.
Yeah.
And it just really became something that they just fell in love with, and it tells the story really, really well. Sorry, I messed up that first little bit there. It's just
something.
amazing.
This is live radio and live
different.
streaming TV. Don't you worry, man, because you're genuine, folks. Can I tell you something honestly?
Sure.
I remember a fellow by the name of Woody Guthrie, and he traveled the country, and he had a cause behind his music. It was a cause to help during the Depression and the farm workers, and he saw suffering and dust bowls and terrible things.
Sure.
And when he saw that, he answered it with, the hell, I mean, he was in radio studios like this, and he told the management, go to, get out of here.
Yeah.
I'm going to sing what I want to sing, and I'm going to sing it the way I want to sing it. And the rest is history, because he's the original Americana songwriter and
Sure.
performer and balladeer, and you, when I was listening to that song, it had the same type of power that Woody Guthrie sang many years ago. Has that ever been pointed out to you?
Sure. The company is really an opportunity for people. People have been through the ringer with all kinds of different jobs. Now, this is an opportunity for a home-based type business that people truly today, you can be as selfish as you want to. And what I talk about, what Cooler Brands did for me, was in service of others, takes us outside of ourselves, giving every opportunity an opportunity to be visible. Because we don't see those opportunities when we're not, I call it the pity pot. If you're sitting on your pity pot, sucking your thumb, you can't get out of that without somebody else's help, or you can't help someone else without helping out, right? It's the living in service of others that takes us outside of ourselves, and that gives us an opportunity to see what's ahead of us. So that's what Cooler Brands does for a lot of people.
But you're focusing on the individual. That individual that within them has something special about themselves. They know they do, but the rest of the world doesn't know it. So Cooler Brands gives that ability to pop out of that shell, and it gives them the energy to at least talk about their idea with someone. Is that right? This is about ideas, right?
Absolutely. Well, not just ideas now. This is effort. This is dreams really coming true. Not just for us as inventors or musicians, but the dreams are being realized by ordinary individuals, because no matter if they sell my record or not, my record sells, they get a percentage because of the effort and the help that they gave in the beginning.
So if somebody comes across a cure for cancer, well, by the way, music is the cure for cancer, in my opinion. You're doing a good job at that, because but let's just say someone comes across that sort of world-shaking idea, and those are out there within the human humankind. There are ideas out there that have not been given the ability to talk with someone about and bring it out. So is there a platform for that?
Absolutely. Again, it's things or ideas or inventions or inventors.
Right.
It's a struggle to nowadays to really get out there and get marketed and to be branded. Cooler Brands says that they're a launching, building, branding company. And that's what they really do. Is it gives me the opportunity to write more music, because I have like-minded individuals that are helping me brand, helping me market, and not having to pay everything I make to a marketing company. They'll eat it up in a matter of a heartbeat.
And it sounds like also you've given people quality time with themselves, to be able to have time to develop these things, time with their families, time. That's what we all have. A little bit at a time, it goes away, right?
That's right, and this is what I love about, and what I think is brilliant about Peter Gantner and Cooler Brands. Mm-hmm. This is an opportunity to be as selfish as you can possibly be, all the while helping someone else.
No kidding.
Because you are able to earn points in a pool through effort and tasks that collectively over a period of 5 years, you're liable to have 50 companies or 100 companies or 200 companies that you have a couple of points in.
Is that right?
And those are based on effort. The more effort, the more tasks you help us with, the more points you earn in that pool, and that royalty is divided by people and points.
What a great concept that is, my friend.
It's brilliant.
Now, listeners and viewers, Donavon is explaining something right here that is probably earth-shattering. Is there a possibility that that Doug and Peter could send some materials to us here at RadioA1A, and we could have it available maybe on our website or something, so that the folks that heard you today can learn more about it?
You bet. We'll send you all the information needed. You bet. And again, that's why, as a musician, now it's not just all music. There are all kinds of different products that solve a problem in the world. But it's truly in that fan funding that helps. It takes us outside of ourselves.
And then we're going to go celebrate.
That's right.
On our cruise with David, right?
That's right.
Well, tell me.
Better way to celebrate?
There is no better way to celebrate. The finest food that you can possibly have in your lifetime usually happens on a cruise.
Yes, and Norwegian is very good at the food.
The food is just unbelievable. Shore excursions to choose from, many of those types of things. I'm one of the types of people that I just like to stay on the ship. I'm comfortable. I love cruises. Don't you, Donavon?
Oh, I do. I told Dave, you get me on, you're liable not to get me off. No,
but I imagine, Harry, if Donovan's playing on land, you'll come off the ship.
Oh, I'll be off of there in a second, as a matter of fact. David, tell us a little bit more about the process. The only stressful thing I've ever had happen in a cruise is boarding and debarking, and unboarding. Has that improved any over the past few years?
It has, and it's getting better by the day. They're actually doing facial and eye recognition now in Port of Miami in the newer terminals.
Interesting.
Now, Norwegian's building a new terminal next to the Royal Caribbean's new one. I don't know if they'll be ready in time. It's looking pretty new, so probably not. But the process is much easier. And I'm also here to help not just Donavon and you and everyone else to make this as easy as possible as an organizational standpoint, but also for all the customers who are coming.
I got you.
Like, I've been in this business 15 years, and I'll make everyone's job easy. And I will handle each reservation independently.
You will?
So there'll be a registration page once we decide on everything. There'll be special pricing because we're having exclusive content, obviously. And with that pricing, they'll have a choice of cabins. Now, we do have a concept that Don and I discussed I do want to mention, because there are VIP fans out there that want some maybe more pampering. So we're going to look to get enough people to get Donavon upgraded to the Haven, which is an exclusive section of newer Norwegian ships. The Haven is basically a luxury ship within a ship. It's key card entry, has its own concierge, its own lounge, its own restaurant,
What?
its own courtyard and pool.
Oh my gosh.
And it's all suites and above, all penthouse suites up to the big Haven Villa suites.
Okay, you guys hear that out there
Yeah.
now. That's what we're going to do?
So we're going to have hanging with Donavon in the Haven. So for people who want
That's nice.
more exclusive time with Donavon, he'll be doing performances just for these VIPs because these people are paying a premium to cruise with him.
Understand, yes.
It's also their fares are going to help get him upgraded to the Haven because we're going to need that to get him there.
Is that right?
Yeah, because it is pricey, but we talked about it first, and he agreed he has some fans that like to travel that way. So again, every cabin ship of category is going to be available from the cheapest interior to ocean view to balcony. But this is for the people that want something extra. And of course, we're going to reward them because they are paying extra to sail, and they are helping getting him up there. So there will be some performances just for people staying in the Haven.
David, may I ask you, and Donavon, if I may ask David a question, when do you think you may have the page available so that we could get it out? I know everybody's out there, wanting to go ahead and put this on their calendars as soon as possible.
Yes, great question. It's all contingent about when Key West announces their dates.
I see.
If they come out
Songwriters.
tomorrow and we have a meeting of the minds between all of us, then the page will be ready by mid-June, maybe even sooner. So I'm shooting for mid-June, just because getting everything together. The page itself is simple. That's not a problem. I just need the dates.
Does it have a site name yet, the page?
Well, my website is bucketwishtrip.com, and it'll be a link off that
Bucket
site.
Wish Trip.
Yeah.
And 305-453-9208.
That's my number.
And that's in Key Largo, in
Key Largo.
Paradise.
I am a home-based travel agent in Key Largo.
Home-based businesses. That sounds like
Home-based
an
business,
interesting concept, Donovan, doesn't it?
Yeah,
I tell you what, we'll have to talk with Peter about that. What's going on?
Yeah. My commute every day is a spiral staircase.
It is.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting. Well, it has been a wonderful afternoon. We've got time for maybe another song and maybe just a chat or two more, Donovan. I haven't put you on the spot yet.
Uh-oh. Well, I don't know. I disagree with that. But okay.
Maybe I did. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Well,
ahead,
then in that case, I'm going to ask you to do something for me.
Sure.
Is there anybody out there, a specific fan that has got their ear to their, and their headphones on? Maybe they're working somewhere or, trying to hear you. Is there someone you'd like to say hi to or a special hello to right now?
Well, I can tell you Michael Love is one of my biggest fans. He has really helped out a lot, and I'm sure he would love to hear that. He is truly an inspiration to me and helps out tremendously. Michael Love is a great guy.
I'm kind of interested. His background is broadcasting. He's got some broadcast schooling behind him.
I'll have to check.
Michael has been really following some of the things that you're doing, and he's adopted our station, as he says, it his favorite station.
Yeah.
And it's probably because of you, not me. But anyway, it doesn't hurt my feelings.
I think it's a combination.
Well, maybe it is.
You
but
can't have the sun without the sand.
That's that a boy, man. You're absolutely right. Michael Love, though, he seems enthusiastic to the point where he's going to do something wonderful himself.
Oh, he does every day.
Does he?
Yes. Yeah. When I talk about in service of others, takes us outside of ourselves. I'm telling you, it's a thread that we all seem to gravitate towards, and he is one of the best ambassadors for that.
Well, ambassadors would be a good term. Maybe we could have some cruise ambassadors out there too.
Exactly.
David, you've been in the cruise business 15 years. We're planning this wonderful cruise for the followers and fans of Donavon Lee Carpenter, and all the fans of RadioA1A too. We're going to throw our fans in there too.
Oh, yeah.
Is that okay for some of our crazy
Absolutely.
fanatics?
Absolutely.
I don't know if you've seen them in action yet, though. we got a guy named Daryl Clanton and Lyle Wilson and a couple of those people that sometimes their conduct is somewhat questionable, and they spend all their time at the craps tables, things like that. So, I mean, do we deal with those too?
Sure. In the end, it's still a cruise.
It is a cruise indeed.
Well, this is still a personal vacation for people.
Yeah.
Where the Donavon factor just is a plus, but this is still going to be a 7-night, again, probably Eastern Caribbean cruise.
Eastern.
Probably depends on the dates again, because the Breakaway is sailing alternate Western Eastern, I believe, in 2020. So, but it's still going to be a 7-night.
Eastern is Puerto Rico, down where?
Yeah, normally Eastern Caribbean goes to St. Thomas,
I see.
St. Martin,
The BVI.
sometimes Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
So love to get as far as St. Bart's, but they don't usually sail that far. But from Miami, they can't get too far. But it does hit Eastern. Western would be like Cozumel.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And then Grand Cayman.
Right.
Sometimes Roatan. So the Western Caribbean.
Costa
They
Maya.
actually have their own stop in Belize now called Harvest Cay.
Oh, how wonderful.
So for Norwegian. So yeah, for people coming, it's still going to be a cruise, so you still have your casinos on board, plenty of bars for you parrot heads. Still the fine dining you mentioned. I mean, Norwegian does that the best to me for the large ship sailings, because they have all the specialty restaurants, and plus they have a choice of main dining rooms. You're not stuck in the same seating line. They made freestyle cruising a big thing where every other cruise line had to follow them.
I see.
Where there's no dining time, there's numerous free venues, and you can also upgrade and pay a little more at some other venues, and they're all excellent. The specialties may be a hair better depending on which one you're going to, and has a theme and a specialty of food, or one's French, one's Italian.
Well, as you can tell, David knows his business, man. Thank you
Yeah,
so much
that's why I'm here.
for walking up that day. Now, Donavon, as I said, you've said hello to Brother Love.
Yep.
And his traveling show.
Yep.
And it's time for you to sing us home, okay?
All right. I love this one. It's just one of my favorites that we've got on the record. What Kind of Memory Am I? You're a good cry when I'm driving home. Oh, the radio's playing the right sad song. You're a smile that appears on my face. My heart speeds up when I drive by your place. All the laughs we had, all the time we spent, was looking back now over where it went. Do you wish you still had it back? Am I a sunny day, blanket on the grass, picnic basket? I hear you laugh, love to hear you laugh. Or is it clouding up, starting to rain, and all of a sudden you remember the pain that I caused you? I wish I never caused you. Only question now is why. Do I ever cross your mind? What kind of memory am I? I can still see your face. I remember my arms around your waist. I remember how a kiss was never enough. How we said we'd always be in love. first for this, I'm a first for that. Now I don't even know where you're at. I'm starting to question just what we had. Am I a sunny day, blanket on the grass, picnic basket, hear you laugh, love to hear you laugh. Or is it clouding up, starting to rain, and all of a sudden you remember the pain that I caused you? I wish I never caused you. Only question now is why do I ever cross your mind? What kind of memory am I? Only question now is why do I ever cross your mind? What kind of memory am I?
Donavon Lee Carpenter. Woo! My, what a wonderful song.
Yes.
David, thanks for being with us today.
You're welcome.
It's a pleasure to have you on the show and to be able to plan this wonderful event. Fantastic endeavors. It's David Hartman. And, of course, the special guest star, the #1 song for the Trop 40 this week, another beach song. The songwriter himself is here, Donavon Lee Carpenter.
Thank you so much, Harry. I appreciate it. It's an honor.
Thank you, Crystal. Thank you, Jay, for staying with us here at Heartbreakers Brew House for us to be able to do a live session this afternoon. I really appreciate that. We'll be back on the air here with the regular programming in just a moment. You've been listening to Radio A1A Live Sessions. I'm Harry T. It's music for the road to paradise. Clear.
Nice. Good job, guys. All right. Thank you, Harry.